We're going to be taking a look at the story behind Mrs. Fields cookies. She was a ball girl from the Oakland A's, and she made cookies for the players, and they were so good she started her own company. We're also going to be taking a look at the history of Danish butter cookies. Those are the ones that come in the metal tins that always end up becoming sewing kits at Grandma's house. We're also going to be sitting down with pro wrestler Leva Bates and eating cookies from India, and we're going to be talking about the history of Chips Ahoy, and that starts right now.
What do you have to open this box for? There's already a box of cookies open.
I wanted a Chip Ahoy.
I don't want all these open boxes.
Look, I got a few good years left. If I want a Chip Ahoy, I'm having it.
Chips Ahoy cookies hit the market in 1963, and this was a big deal because they boasted having 16 chocolate chips per cookie. But they made it clear in their ad that this was not a guarantee of 16 chips. There was a chance you might not get... Look, cookie eaters tend to be very litigious.
Thank you for being with us, Mr. Cookie Monster.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Me promise to eat the whole cookie, and nothing but the cookie. Cross me heart. Where cookie?
The name Chips Ahoy is a reference to the nautical term ships ahoy, and it had already been used as the title of a Donald Duck Chip and Dale cartoon. Charles Dickens also mentioned this pun in his story, The Uncommercial Traveler. It told about a shipbuilder named Chip and a diabolical talking rat who sat on his forehead and told him how his ship was going to sink. The rat says, "Chips ahoy, old boy, and we'll drown the crew and eat them too." This book sounds amazing. I feel like every emo girl at Hot Topic has to have this as her favorite book of them all.
Introducing chocolate chip cookies so delicious.
Dean, take these or I'll eat the whole bag.
You may not trust yourself around them. New Chips Ahoy selections.
Chips Ahoy also had their own superhero.
Here's Mort and me counting the 16 chips in his Chips Ahoy cookie. But what's this? A giant beach ball. Quick, into a nearby sandcastle, and it's Cookie Man. And they're off and... Stopping? That foul ball seems there's no way to stop him. So Cookie Man unstops him. So next time you're having a ball, have Chips Ahoy cookies with an average of 16 chips from Nabisco.
Cookie Man had a real run in the 1960s. He did one commercial where he fought the Moonster.
Well, what's this? It's a dentist. It's a bread box. No, it's Cookie Man. Cookie Man to the rescue.
He also fought a telephone.
He wants those cookies collect. Quick, into a nearby phone booth, and it's another big phony. Cookie Man! He's got their number. What an operator! Long distance!
Of course, he is not the only cookie superhero.
Superheroes! Super Monster Foodies! Ha!
Look at this. You could cut these out. Up, and away with Cookie Man. So imagine this is a cookie. Normally, in a mascot, they would put the eyes here. But Chips Ahoy had a series of commercials where the eyes and face were on this side.
So, where's the cake? We're not having cake.
Uh-oh.
I remember that commercial where they sung Squeezed in the Middle.
Excuse me.
Pardon me, buddy.
I'm squeezed in the middle, smack dab in the middle.
And the one where the cookie went on a date.
If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sugar, let me know. If you really need me, just reach out, touch me.
There's even a cookie funeral in one of the commercials.
Let me tell you about Brent. Brent led a rich life. You never met a nice... Larry led a rich life.
They didn't always put the eyeballs on the side. They do have a series of commercials where the eyeballs face front, and those cookies look a little weird to me.
It takes Ahoy to make mint chocolate chip cookies and other ice cream inspired flavors.
In the 80s, they did a commercial that sort of feels like a throwback to Cookie Man because it kind of is like a Clark Kent newsroom situation.
We need a front page story. Boss, I got it. Chips Ahoy. Got an average of 16 chocolate chips in every cookie. 16 chips? Hey, what do you think, Lois? What? Good. Look at all those chocolate chips. I want this front page. Extra, extra. 16 chips, it's Chips Ahoy.
And it's Cookie Man! Watch out for the book club! That's the way the book ends. So next time you're all booked up, think Chips Ahoy from the Bisco.
Now, Cookie Man was not their only mascot. They also had this little sprinkled Chips Ahoy guy. I like that he wears his shorts below his gut. That's a good move. They also had this little Holly Hobby looking girl holding her cookie with a cookie hat.
In every Chips Ahoy we put chips galore, till there's hardly any room for one chip more. So if you like the taste of Chocolate Mountain, boy, munch your crunchy chocolate chip filled Chips Ahoy.
Hey, Chocolate Mountain Man. Chips Ahoy cookies taste like a chocolate mountain.
Because we put a mountain of chocolate chips in every single one.
Nabisco put out some cookie stickers at one point, and these were puffy stickers. This was a real big thing in the 80s. You would have been the coolest kid in class if this was on your Trapper Keeper. Of course, there were some wacky packages. Crips Ahoy, arguably the best cookie. This one has a mad scientist on it. It's Chips Destroy. How about this shark-themed one? It's Chomps Ahoy. And then here's a crazy karate-themed one. Chops Ahoy. If you need cookies for your chimpanzees, Chimps Ahoy.
Bet you can't do it.
Are you kidding?
Bet you can't bite a Chips Ahoy cookie without biting a chip.
No problem.
See, you bit one.
One more chance.
Chips Ahoy did a video game at one point. It seemed very similar to Tapper. You haven't slam dunked until you've slam dunked into your mini Chips Ahoy basketball hoop.
Now from Chips Ahoy, there's new sprinkled Chips Ahoy. With lots of chocolate chips and magical colored sprinkles, there's a party in every bite.
Any questions?
Currently, there is a Chips Ahoy cereal that you can buy. I have not tried this. They always had Cookie Crisp when I was growing up, so this, I assume, is very similar to that.
Cookie Crisp.
There's Chip the dog and Cookie Crook. Cookie Crisp is what they took. Little cookies they can't resist. Makes them howl for Cookie Crisp.
It was weird to look back at. That funeral scene is somewhat disturbing. I do love the commercial where the cookie is singing "Do You Think I'm Sexy" by Rod Stewart. All right, we're going to talk now about Mrs. Fields. This is a crazy story. It has a lot of backstory involving the Oakland A's. You got to pay attention to that, though, because it pays off in the end. It is a wild story, and it starts now. Mrs. Fields Original Cookies Incorporated has over 300 locations in the United States and locations in 22 other countries. In addition to their storefront locations, they also have retail products in grocery stores and a catalog for gifting. But to truly understand the story of Mrs. Fields, we got to go all the way back to the early days of Major League Baseball. The concept of having a ball boy, a young man who would be standing on the side to retrieve a foul ball or to grab a ball and bring it to the pitcher when needed, has been going on since the earliest days of baseball. This is Charles Finley. He was the owner of the Kansas City Athletics, and in order to better promote his team, he made a lot of changes. He changed the team's colors to yellow and green and then started to phase out using the full-term Athletics in favor of simply calling the team the A's. He replaced the team's elephant mascot with a mule that he called Charlie O. In 1964, he expanded the barriers of his outfield to try to better match Yankee Stadium. He had a theory that the Yankees would win so many games because they had such a shallow path to a home run. Major League Baseball wouldn't allow this, so they insisted that he tear this out, basing it on a 1958 rule that no new stadiums could have barriers that close. So Finley ordered them to paint a line where that wall would be and had announcers announce over the loudspeaker that would be a home run in Yankee Stadium anytime the ball went past there. When the Beatles came to the United States, Finley wanted them to come to his stadium, so he paid them $150,000 to perform. This was the largest price ever paid for a single concert. He tried other promotions, including having orange baseballs.
Well, Johnny, with an alert orange baseball, this will enable the fans to follow the flight of the ball. And number two, the hitters, they can see that ball coming an awful lot easier.
In 1972, he announced that the players would get a $300 bonus if they grew a mustache. So many of them did, including Raleigh Fingers, who then became known for his trademark handlebar mustache. He also invested in having a mechanical rabbit that would bring balls to the umpire. And in 1971, he decided he was going to replace the traditional ball boys with ball girls. One of the first was 15-year-old Debbie Sivner. Now, Debbie liked to make cookies, so she would bring her cookies to the stadium and share them with the fans. And Charles Finley saw this, and he said, "Hey, why don't we do a milk and cookie break during the game?"
We're going to have milk and cookies.
And so the umpires would have a milk and cookie break during every game with Debbie's cookies. Debbie was paid $5 an hour to be a ball girl. Debbie was used to making her cookies with the cheapest ingredients she could find: imitation vanilla extract, margarine. But then, after getting this job and $5 an hour, she went ahead and bought the best ingredients she could afford, and her cookies kept getting better and better. At the age of 19, she married 29-year-old Randall Fields. Randall was the head of the Fields Investment Group. He was a very wealthy man.
And I'm Mr. Fields, husband of cookie legend Mrs. Fields.
So Mr. Fields used his business acumen to help his wife open her very first store in 1977 in Palo Alto, California. Now, in 1977, store-bought cookies were hard and crumbly.
These are cookies. Cookies are good to eat. Do you like cookies?
I like cookies.
Do you like this cookie?
I like this cookie.
But Mrs. Fields made soft, chewy cookies, and she felt that it was very important to sell the best product possible. So every 2 hours, any cookies that weren't sold were taken out of the store and donated.
If you get a cookie that's got a slightly bent edge, you're going to be disappointed. And something that Debbie always said was good enough never is.
In the 80s, Mrs. Fields became a bona fide star. She appeared on Hollywood Squares and on the new Mickey Mouse Club.
What is it like to be a famous cookie maker? You know what? I don't think of myself as famous, but I think of myself as a cookie maker. I do work hard. As a little girl, that's what my father always told me. He says, Debbie, if you want to get ahead, you got to be willing to work hard.
In 1987, she released her autobiography, One Smart Cookie: How a Housewife's Chocolate Chip Recipe Turned into a Multi-million-dollar Business. By 1988, she had 275 stores, most of which were inside of shopping malls. Then in 1990, she sold the brand to an investment firm for $100 million. After selling the company, she stayed on as a spokesperson for the brand, sort of like Colonel Sanders.
The best advice I ever received was from my dad. And he said, true wealth is found in family and friends and absolutely passionately loving what you do.
The Mrs. Fields brand name is huge. In 1997, they released this.
Mrs. Fields, baking factory. You can make all kinds of treats. Mrs. Fields.
Do you remember chain letters? This particular one claimed to have the real Mrs. Fields recipe that somebody had bought for $250. This chain letter became so widespread that Mrs. Fields herself wrote up a letter to be posted on the wall in each of her stores that said, "There is a rumor that I sold my cookie recipe for $250. This is not true. I have never sold this recipe. The only place to get Mrs. Fields cookies is in a Mrs. Fields store." In the 1990s, Mrs. Fields was one of the rotating hosts on the Food Network show, The Dessert Show.
Hello there, and welcome to The Dessert Show. I'm Debbie Fields, and do I have something wonderful for you today?
And they made a Wacky Packages parody. I love this one. It's Mrs. Fiend's semi-scary hair raisin cookies. You got a free first aid kit with every bag.
So there's a difference between angel and devil's food, and it's the contrast is in terms of devil's food that's chocolatey and dark and dense. What's important to know about angel food, it's white and it's light and it's airy, and therefore it's angel food.
Her brand is so big today that you can get hand lotion and lip balm that taste like cookies.
You know that Mrs. Fields cookie lady?
I believe she's married.
Oh. Well, that would explain the missus. I better cross off Mrs. Ball, the fish stick lady, while I'm at it.
Danish butter cookies. I was staring at the tin one day and I thought, what's the story behind this? And so I dug and dug and dug, and I found a story that you're going to watch right now. Has this ever happened to you? Oh, look at this container of cookies I found in the hallway closet next to the laundry room at Grandma's house. Can't wait to eat these cookies. What? Sewing supplies? It's happened to the best of us ever since 1966 in the village of Helsingør. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of things. This is the Royal Dansk tin of cookies. Prior to Royal Dansk putting their cookies in tins, cookies were served in cardboard boxes or paper bags. But the company decided that a blue reusable tin would keep their cookies fresh longer than the competition. But why did people stop putting sewing supplies in here? Well, the truth is, sewing kits were actually kind of a fancy item, and your average person couldn't afford one and certainly wouldn't spend the money on one. So this was a way to take something that you would otherwise throw away and reuse it. Now, earlier I said that cookies used to be sold in cardboard boxes and paper bags, but that's still true today of every single type of cookie except for Danish butter cookies. For some reason, the Danish butter cookies are always sold in a tin. This is the familiar package. On the bottom, you've got the different types of cookies. You've got their name across the middle, and then on the top, you have a farmhouse that is in the town of Foyen, which is spelled funnin, and the name of this farmhouse is that of Jen Stavensgaard. Foyen is an island. It is the third largest island in Denmark, making it the 165th largest island in the entire world. Over 450,000 people live in Foyen, and the actual landmass takes up 3,099 square feet. It's beautiful. It's like a fairy tale come to life. The most famous person ever born in Foyen was Hans Christian Andersen. He was a well-respected author who you know several of his works. The Emperor's New Clothes, Thumbelina, and The Little Mermaid. Now, there have been other notable people from Foyen, including this guy, Hans Christian Fabigger. Now, he lived almost 100 years before Hans Christian Andersen. He was born there, but he moved over to what became the United States, where he was a close confidant of General George Washington during the Revolutionary War. They called him Old Denmark, and after the Revolutionary War, he went on to become the treasurer of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Today, Foyen has a lot of pride for this Christian Eriksen. He's a soccer player or footballer. Here's a picture of this place. It's apparently a museum farm, so you can go there and visit it. It has 2 reviews on Travelocity. Niels J. Langclyde says, very interesting farm. He visited in September of 2019. This homestead farm gives a good picture of life in the countryside in earlier times. The buildings are extremely well maintained, so there must be many volunteers at work. This place can be recommended. Now, Johnny D visited in April of 2019. We came driving by car and saw the sign for this place. Turned in and stopped here to stretch my legs. Unfortunately, we were here on the wrong day and time because it wasn't open. These are the main 5 types you find in a Royal Dansk tin. Now, not all these tins are Royal Dansk. The one I have is a knockoff that I got at Walmart. There's a lot of pretenders to the throne, but the number 1 top seller, the big dog, the originator, had these 5 cookies. The circle one is called Vanilla Ring and has a vanilla flavor. The second one is the coconut flavored one. The third one is called Finnish style or Finnish bread style. Then we have the country style. Now, this is rarely in any of the imitation boxes. This one has little pieces of Belgian chocolate in it. Finally, my favorite, the pretzel style. And it's got those big pieces of sugar that look like salt until you put it into your mouth. Look at that tall drink of water. My goodness. We've never had one that big. So this is like a tiny one. The normal ones are probably about the size of a dinner plate. We've had ones that had 2 layers, but this one, my goodness. And they would always be in those like almost cupcake wrappers, and you'd have to take that out. So I remember at my grandma's house around Christmas time, you ate one and you emptied out that little cupcake wrapper. You'd take that out and throw that away. So what we would do then is just rearrange the cookies so there was one on each because we were so lazy. So someone has made a miniature cookie tin, and inside is a lip balm in the shape of a sewing kit. So until you press it on your lips, you can see the scissors and the spool of thread. There is a company in Denmark that sells dividers that you can buy and put inside of your cookie tin. I love this. This is a Halloween costume. This woman was a cookie tin sewing kit. All right, we've come to our main event. We're going to be trying Indian cookies with Leva Bates. This was an absolute blast. Leva is a professional wrestler. She has wrestled all around the world. She was in the WWE on the NXT brand for a while under the name Blue Pants. She wrestled in All Elite Wrestling as the librarian, and she's going to sit down with us. We're going to try some cookies. It fuels every BFF's ever-growing hunger for fun and fulfilling moments. Every BFF. Us 2 BFFs, we're going to be fueled all day. We'll introduce you afterwards. No intro. People don't need an intro. They clicked on the thing, they read the thumbnail. So we have 9 snacks here. They're all from India.
So it's Tiger Creams. It's orange flavor. Okay, I can open this. Because it's pro wrestler. It's pretty good. I like orange flavor stuff.
I'm a big fan of orange flavored stuff. The cookie is very light.
I actually really like these.
Yeah, it's really good. All right, so right now, this is the best one.
Oh, absolutely. So where is it made out of, you said?
You guys can sit. I'll bring them to you. I will deliver them over.
Okay.
It's made in Edison, New Jersey.
Why does this look like a tea? You know, like the tea box you buy like the Lipton tea from?
Those are fancy. Those, I think, were the one of the most expensive ones.
Really?
Yeah, those were $1.29. Indian cookies are remarkably cheap.
Yeah, like I would buy these all the time then.
Like we
Well, I don't
got,
know about these, but the orange ones.
we got one coming up that costs 20 cents a package.
We'll do that one next.
This is the super cookies, right?
Yeah.
They're super.
What is cardamom?
And there's, I don't know, we're going to find out.
Aromatic seeds used as seasoning like cinnamon and cloves, especially in pickles and barbecue sauces.
It's not very sweet at all. There's like no sweetness here. It's very dry. I need something to drink, but I have this.
This feels like it should be in a little tin, like a tin, and you eat it at Christmas time. It's like a butter cookie, but yeah, it's cardamom.
Yeah, it's a lot drier though.
All right.
All right,
Well,
so
do you want to go completely
orange cookie
different? We got
definitely,
the dark
in my
fantasy.
opinion, better than the super.
All right, so let's put, so we'll put that one first. All right.
I would actually probably
Them all
keep
lined
this and
up.
eat this all day.
All right. What do you want to go with next?
We had to get 20-cent cookie.
20-cent cookie. So this, on my receipt, this one was 20 cents. He's got this little kid, and he's doing the West Side. Is that a little girl? She's like,
Is he doing the West Side or is he doing? I don't know what to do with my hands.
kids like my gang eats
Parlay
cookies.
G. So it's just
They
another
all
non-cream
look, all
cookie.
of these
Okay,
look
so-
very similar. This is.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. These say Parley G right on them though. Look at that.
Parlay G, oh.
Oh my God, that's so dry.
It's like 20 cents.
Wow, that is the driest cookie I've ever had though.
Technically in England, so maybe even in India, I'm not sure, it's actually called a biscuit. Cookie has like, apparently when I hear cookie has like chips and stuff in it.
Yeah,
like,
they put biscuit on most of these. Biscuit.
Yeah.
This one says cookies.
I can eat all this. Okay, so my
Yeah, no,
opinion,
just stack them someplace. You shouldn't eat all of any of these.
Tiger, Super, Parley G.
Well, let's put them in order. So we got.
So is this number one? The
Yeah,
best?
yeah, that's the best, right?
All right, I've been staring at the bourbon.
All right, so
which
this
is
one-
very, very British.
Look at that. It says the original Britannia bourbon, created with delicious chocolatey cream choco biscuits. It fuels every BFF's ever-growing hunger for fun and fulfilling moments. Every BFF. It does say that.
It really does.
Neat.
I
Ooh,
think I've had
these
something
smell
similar
good.
to American, and it's got a lot of stuff in it. You know,
All right.
visit. I'm
I
gonna have
think
one of the
these-
middle so it's not so broken.
This might
It
be.
says, again, it has a name on it.
This might be a win here.
Yeah, babe. So far, these are all dry.
Yeah, they are.
Probably dry.
They are remarkably dry.
I like the flavoring though.
They probably have
Better
them
than
with
the
tea.
other two dry ones. So apparently I'm a fan of the sandwich. Because I like the orange sandwich better, the best, and then the chocolate sandwich.
So that's second place.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you. I will cede to your opinion. All right. This looks like Rice Krispie treats in the package. These do taste like milk.
Oh, very salty.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Fragrant. Like you can,
Well, this one's really good.
taste it, yeah.
It's really good, and I like the looks of it. Like, that's the back, that's the front. I like the weird stalks of wheat that are just growing next to that glass of milk. Where should this go? This should go, you think here? You think here?
No. No.
You think?
No. There you go.
All right, so
What we got here. I'll give you that. And then we got
this one says easy to digest in big letters on it. Let's do this one. Show it on the,
Okay, I also want to say due to high fiber content,
make sure you're near the restroom.
Jolly Marie biscuits are easy to digest.
Marie.
To digest.
Marie cookies. They're easy to digest. What's the
100%?
100%? But look, it's 100% Atta. 100% Atta. There's not even. It's not 5% of this. That's not Atta.
What is that?
I don't know, but it's 100%. Look at how pretty this is. Wow, look at this.
Is it?
It has writing on it.
It does. That's like it says Panjali.
Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Little kids that are teething, but like
Yeah.
there's like no flavor to it whatsoever. It's
Yeah.
hard.
It is. There's no flavor.
What about Cream's Gold? Cream's Gold. Look at that.
Apparently, I like the cream cookies, so let's go. All right.
Ooh, these are pretty.
Chocolate?
These are pretty. Yeah, these are gold chocolate. Gold chocolate cream cookies.
What is the difference between regular chocolate, milk chocolate,
you're
dark
about
chocolate, and gold chocolate?
gold chocolate. You're about to find out. All right, there.
All right, so this is gold chocolate apparently.
All right, these taste very American. Right there.
I technically like it better than super, but I don't know about you.
Yeah, we'll put them there.
But
You're
yeah,
the
the
guest,
milk
so I'm
biscuits
putting
is way
your.
better.
I'm ceding to you if there's
Milk
a
biscuit way better. Okay.
debate. All right, we got two more.
That one's cashew flavored.
We got
Good
Britannia.
day.
So this is also Britannia. This is Good Day.
So,
Product of India. So this one actually direct from India, made in India.
now F
Listen,
around.
smell
There's no,
smell this.
No
Smell the.
outsourcing this one.
That's air from India right there. Breathe it in.
Mini smiles make a good day.
Oh wow, there's. Oh, I didn't see that.
And
Look at
that's
that.
what it's supposed to be, a smile.
It's a mini smile. Mini smiles make a
I
good day.
don't quite understand. Is yours more smiley? Yours is more smiley than
Yeah,
mine.
that's my smile. Oh yeah, yours is here. Let's
What
get
the
rid of
hell
it.
is mine doing?
This one's broken. It's gone. It's not printed right.
You sure?
Take another. It was a
See, this-
misprint. You got a
There we go.
misprint. Oh no, every other cookie is like that. So every other cookie, they're like, you don't get a smile.
I think it falls in the realm of super parlay. I don't really know where.
Right
in
here,
between
next
or
to
right
the
before.
next to the cardamom. Are you ready for a big dark fantasy?
Individually wrapped.
I can
Look at that.
throw this one. You ready?
You're gonna be completely different than anything else we've had so far. It's a completely different type of thing.
Yeah. There you go. It's a dark fantasy. Yeah, you got. Hold on, I'll throw you another one.
I'm gonna have to go wash my hands.
I can't tell if I hate it or not.
But
This one's got like a lot
I
of. Hold on. This.
appreciate the filling. The filling is nice.
Man, I wish I brought some napkins. This is disgusting.
Oh, look at you.
It's my handkerchief. Now I got to throw
People
it away.
still carry handkerchiefs. That's interesting.
Well, I do, and a money clip.
You have a money clip?
Yeah, I have a money clip and a handkerchief. I'm like an elderly man. But right now, so we're saying our final tier list down here with the orange creams. We then have dark fantasy and the bourbon ones. But like, which one? If somebody was going to one store, you'd tell them you got to seek out these tiger ones, and then.
Yeah.
But at what point do you think it starts to turn to where you should just avoid these altogether? I would say it's only down here once you get to these two. I think like you should never have one.
It's a matter. Definitely avoid this one.
And then
Probably
this
wasn't that bad.
and this kid, this is not worth getting shot at by the East Coast gang. I want to talk to you about my Patreon page. If you go over, you can sign up for free. I post lots of content on there. We've got a couple chats going. If you bump it up to $3 a month, I'll send you a postcard every single month. And if you want to bump your subscription up to $9 a month, you'll get an envelope from me every single month in the mail full of awesome retro stuff. Please go and join. You can be like Aaron Wester, Al, Archer, Bucky, and Oliver, who are guinea pigs, I believe. Put a shot of them on the screen. Very nice. Jem, Jen, Matthew Chapin, Mike and Jess, and my big brother Rob. You can get a shout out. I'll shout out your pets if you want. Go over there and sign up. If you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe.